Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the R1 track build. Recently got this back from the shop. It had spent about 2.5–3 months at a local shop. Had a clutch issue that I needed to have fixed. Every time I would pull in the clutch, I would get this really bad chatter that after a long look and I took apart the front cover, the clutch discs were still okay, but I had a bearing internally that was giving me a lot of issues and chattering, so I knew it wasn't normal. So because it's beyond my level of expertise, I decided to bring it in. While it was there, I had them do a valve check, being that the vehicle, or the bike, excuse me, has about 27,000 miles already. I just wanted to make sure that it was squared away before I started digging a little deeper into the build. Make sure that I have no engine issues down the road, and just to have the overall health of the bike be top notch. So I absolutely wanted to make sure that I was covered first, and I also forgot to make a video in between my last one and this one of the additions that I added to the bike in between. So I did add a lithium battery, just had the Power Commander 5 still there, but underneath the tank I did add the OEM fuel pump, thermostat, water pump, and a complete Samco hose kit, just to make sure that all the hoses are fresh, no more cracked, brittle hoses, and make sure all my cooling is squared away. Got a new reservoir, flushed out all the coolant, so the cooling department is perfect. I also added the DNA race air filter, which is underneath so you can't see it. I added a GPR and finally got my fit kit with it. I've had this particular GPR since 2005, so this has been rebuilt numerous times, and I love the GPR stuff along with Scott's, but this one holds some sentimental value for me, so I kept it. I added the Woodcraft clip-ons, has the Vortex lever and OEM clutch cable, so everything clutch related is good. Changed out the bearing, the clutch pack, the cable, everything's perfect. Also added a Rev 2 throttle kit by Motion Pro. Have the Brembo RCS 19, was this the Corsa corta, which goes into a Spiegler rennsport lines. Just has the one that splits into two. Brake pads, I'm still running the Vesrahs. Those are my personal preference, so I won't be running anything else other than that. I did have some gold Giles tooling rear sets that I had on here. I didn't care for the color. I didn't care for how they kind of function, so got these Satos that my buddy had laying around. You might know him on Instagram as Ninja Wind, so thanks, man. I appreciate you for contributing to the build. Have a Galfer rear brake line, and I have this little brake reservoir that I added onto make this whole area a little bit cleaner. The front cartridge kits that I'm running are going to be the Ak-20 kit from Keith Hertel. I typically run Olin's or Ktech's, but since I'm out here in Texas, I wanted to support a local guy, and everybody raves about Keith's suspension guru-ness, I guess. So I wanted to make sure that I gave those a try as well. So I have big hopes for the quality of the suspension that he has. In the back, I decided to stay with the 530 chain, just because I didn't want to remove that the front sprocket. So I just kept the 530 size. Chain is DID, and with a driven 46 rear sprocket. The rear shock is a Ktech DDS Pro. Had a hell of a time looking for an Olin's unit. Apparently they are discontinued. Nobody had them online, whether it was Europe or here stateside, but I reached out to my buddy Mark at HHR Performance. He was able to build me a DDS Pro shock for this particular bike. So big shout out to HHR for hooking it up and coming through with availability. Other than that, this bike's starting to come together. I still have to fit the bodywork, which I have laying around right there. So I'll get to that in another video. So I have to make sure I have the fasteners and the clips and all the bolts that I need to put it onto this bike so it fits correctly. But it's starting to come together. Still have to find that rear hugger that I probably either threw away or lost, so I'll have to get a new one. But just wanted to kind of show the bike how it's looking. Also still have to do some case covers, so those are going to come pretty soon. And after I do the body work, I still have to put the rear rotor, the slicks, and I think I have to think about kind of electronics I want to run besides just the power commander. I recently found the company that now owns or has always owned Bajaj Performance. Might do a quick shifter, traction control, and some kind of fuel mapping other than just that, but that's the plan for the future. I'm not sure how far I'll get to it now, but I'll probably do something similar to what I have on the R6. That way I can keep everything the same on both platforms. So other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.